This is Before you watch this video, welcome by the way, but please do me a favor. First of all, if you are on Rumble, please hit the like button. Just go ahead and hit the like button just right now. If you like the title, if it appealed to you, please hit the like button. And also share this video. Share anywhere. I don't care, but just share it. Let's win this thing. Let's start stepping things up a bit. Please, can you do that for me? All right. Now, with that being said, let's get on with it. Mark Carney, the Prime Minister of Canada, he's only been there, I think it's only been a month now. I think it's even less than a month or barely been a month. And he has already proven he is not fit to be strong enough to stand up against Donald Trump. And everyone is saying that's what this election is about.
To the United States now, where President
President Trump is looking to fundamentally restructure the international trading system.
That's what this election is about. It's about standing up to Donald Trump, standing up to America. I mean, I've been saying all along, yes, we should stand up to America. Hell, we should be standing up to China. I mean, if you think America's bad, China's worse, and they've been doing a lot more for a long time. But, you know, I've always said that you cannot stand up to Trump if your own foundations are not in order. And Canada's economy is not doing well right now. And you cannot stand up to Trump with this past Liberal record. But let's say, you know, this election is about standing up to Trump. And who is strongest to stand up to Trump? Mark Carney has been Prime Minister for less than a month, and he's been leader of the Liberal Party for maybe just over a month, and he has already proven to be completely weak, completely ineffective. He can't even rein in his own party. And when his own people make terrible mistakes, he doesn't have the courage to get rid of them. They either resign, in the case of Paul Chang, the guy who was running in Markham, who said that we should he wants to be a member of parliament in Canada, and he's advocating handing over another Canadian, his political opponent, to the Chinese government. And I mean, if you think the Americans are bad, the Chinese have been even worse to us. He wants to hand them over to the Chinese government, and you know what China is like. I mean, they will destroy that person because he's a Hong Kong activist. Mark Carney dithers and dathers. He said, oh, I don't want to fire him. I don't want to. Paul Chang ends up resigning himself. And now you got these punks who work for the Liberal Party. I don't even know if we even know who they are even now, who were caught handing out buttons at a conservative conference, saying all kinds of things, making it out that they're pretending to be conservatives, handing out so-called conservative buttons. But these are not buttons made by conservatives. These were buttons made by liberals saying things which would make the Canadian people think that the conservatives are just damn stupid. Saying things like, oh, the climate is not real, and stop the steal, and Trump, and trying to make the conservatives out to be just idiots who are more concerned about the United States than Canada. I mean, I know a lot of liberals are stupid enough to think that. In fact, to be honest with you, under the liberals, Canada is so weak, we are probably the 51st state even now in all but name. We are so weak and reliant on the Americans thanks to the liberals. Under Harper and the conservatives, we had the world's richest middle class when Americans were being thrown out of their homes. Now look at us. Can't even afford toilet paper, eggs, nothing. And yes, it's a worldwide thing. But if you look at the statistics, Canada is actually doing worse than the rest. In fact, England with Brexit and stuff, they're beginning to pick up. Even America, it's just Canada here. We're so weak and defenseless, we might as well be a 51st state. So you want to talk about the conservatives being America, interested in America? It's the liberals who have done this to us. And now people want to say that Mark Carney is the one who is strong enough to stand up to Trump? Absolutely not. He is so weak. Absolutely not. He can't even bring his own political party under control. He is afraid to punish people in his own party. How do you think it's going to be when he's the prime minister dealing with Donald Trump? He will be eaten up. I mean, do people think that they can fight Donald Trump by standing on the street corner and lifting up their elbows and saying elbows up? Do you think that's going to work? I am all for counter tariffs. In fact, I think we should have tariffs of our own. I've always stated that we need to only buy things from other countries if we cannot make it ourselves, and we can make everything. If we cannot grow it ourselves in abundance, and if we cannot extract it ourselves in abundance. I mean, that's what trade is about. I'll give you something you don't have, you give me something we don't have. It's not about we can build plenty steel, but no, I'll buy it from China or America. No. So I'm all for tariffs and retaliatory tariffs. I'm all against Donald Trump saying he's not going to buy anything from Canada because of fentanyl coming in to America.
Canada, very much so. They've allowed millions and millions of people to come into our country that shouldn't be here. They could have stopped them, and they didn't. And they've killed 300,000 people last year, my opinion, have been destroyed by drugs, by fentanyl. The fentanyl coming through Canada is massive. The fentanyl coming through Mexico is massive. And people are getting killed and families are being destroyed.
That's the dumbest load of crap I've ever heard. It's not Canada's job to protect America's borders. And by the way, there are a lot of things that we have that Americans cannot extract or grow in abundance. So they need our lithium and all this stuff. So I agree. I'm against this whole thing that Trump is doing. But with Mark Carney, if you put retaliatory tariffs on there, you also need to have a way to counter it when Donald Trump puts tariffs on us. So if Canada's saying, okay, we're not putting tariffs on American goods, well, the stronger partner is America, because right now Canada is in such a terrible state economically. And only Pierre Poilievre, only him, the rest of them are just talking about how much they hate Trump. That's it. Only Pierre Poilievre is talking about things that will grow our economy so that when we put those retaliatory tariffs on, it won't hurt us as bad when he puts his tariffs on. And what it does when you have a strong economy, it means that investors in America will say, well, you know what, I'll still buy things from Canada because it's cheaper to buy it in Canada than America, even though there's a tariff. I've always made the plan that says we should take every nickel from every dollar and put it in a fund. And anytime Americans impose tariffs on their businesses for buying Canadian goods, we'll take money out of that fund and give it to that American company so that the tariff is useless. That will grow. That will make Trump's tariffs useless. I mean, this is one of the reasons why these videos need to be shared. Maybe a politician will hear this. That would be a great idea. But Mark Carney is far too weak. Mark Carney does not have a plan to grow our economy. The only thing Mark Carney has talked about is how much America is no good and how much he wants to punish Trump. With what? You can't even punish people in your own Hell, I'll even go so far as to say Jagmeet Singh is a stronger candidate than Mark Carney. And you know how weak I think Jagmeet Singh is. I mean, that boy got nothing from Trudeau and the Liberals in the whole 4 years. Nothing. Nothing. And he's about to lose his own seat. He got nothing. He was kissing the Liberals' bumhole for 4 years and more, 8 years. In fact, the whole term, Jagmeet and the NDP, ever since he's been leader, has been propping the Liberals up, and he's got nothing to show for it, and he's about to lose his own seat as a result. I think he would be stronger against Trump than Mark Carney. Mark Carney doesn't have a plan to stand up to Trump. Mark Carney doesn't have a plan to grow our economy so that we can be protected and look more desirable economically under tariffs. Mark Carney can't control his own political party. I mean, what does that say? This is not the right leader, okay? he is not the right leader. He is weak. He is spineless. Or if he's not weak and spineless with his own party, then it can only mean one other thing. Mark Carney supports what Paul Chang said about another Canadian saying he wanted him to be reported to China, because there are some rumors out there that Mark Carney is heavily indebted and heavily controlled by China. So maybe he supported those comments. And Mark Carney supported that dirty tricks campaign that his liberal goons did by planting fake conservative buttons at conservative rallies to make conservatives look stupid. So it's either he's weak and he cannot put his own party in line, bring his own party in line, or he supported those evil tactics. Either way, he is not fit to be Prime Minister of Canada. He is not fit. It's done. He is weak. And if you can't lead your own political party, how can you be expected to lead a country? This is the